Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. So excited to have you join me today. I want to thank you for joining again today's AIBS Facebook live stream. My name is Diane Bosanchek. I'm the membership manager for AIBS. If you're not familiar with us, we are a national scientific organization that's dedicated to advancing biology for the benefit of science and society. We work to ensure the public, legislators, funders, and the community of biologists have access to and use information that will guide them in making informed decisions about matters that require biological knowledge. One way we do this is One way we do this is by providing decision makers information, and we do this independently and in partnership with members and business partners. So to remind you a little bit about what these live streams are all about, we have these weekly Facebook live streams. We talk about things, activities, and programs that AIBS is involved in. So every Wednesday at noon, I am joined with someone to discuss a topic or theme. You can find these recordings on our Facebook page and on our YouTube page. You can search YouTube for AIBS videos, all one word, or just visit our website and you can find the link on the bottom of the page. If you do not already, please like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube page to make sure that you get notifications of these great talks. I also encourage you to visit our website to find out more about us and what we are doing today. So in the past, I'm usually joined with somebody, but today it's just me. I've done this myself a couple of times by myself. I know you're all very excited. So I'm just going to go over a little bit about some of the things that AIBS has done this past year and reflect on what an amazing year that we have had. So let's just go ahead and kick it off let's talk about our publications office. So if you haven't, checked out our Bioscience Live podcast, James Revere has been sharing some amazing podcasts with over 24,000 downloads with some great topics like the redomestication of wolves to the waterway bounces back from the following the passage of the Clean Water Act. So be sure to check out those great talks. You can find them on our website. In addition, our editor-in-chief, Scott Collins, has been publishing some amazing articles in bioscience. We had the popular one recently, the World Scientists Warning to Humanity, a second notice, and we've also had many others. For instance, The Frankenstein and the Horrors of Competitive Exclusion, one of my favorite titles. The downloads for 2018 have not been, for Bioscience has not been released yet, because it's not the end of, Bioscience for downloads for 2017, I'm already in 2018 in my head, for 2017 has not been released yet. But I would not be surprised with what an amazing, successful year that we've had, that we bypassed our 1.5 million downloads that we had in 2016. So that's just couple of things that our publications office has done. And I've done a couple of other ones that I'm going to talk about in a little bit, but those are just the main in that area I'm going to talk about. Our public policy office has had some amazing accomplishments in 2017. They fought back against anti-science policies such as the EPA barring agency-funded scientists from serving on scientific advisory panels. And a proposal for a red team, blue team exercise to challenge the climate science. They weighed in repeatedly as part of a coalition of scientific organizations on the federal government's proposal to narrow the application of the Clean Water Act. They helped to rally the scientific community about the negative impacts of the tax reform bill on graduate student tuition waivers, which was ultimately removed from legislation, which is great. They pressed President Trump to appoint a science advisor. They also led two national science policy coalitions. So AIBS also recognized this year Stephanie Bora with the Emerging Public Policy Leadership Award, the EPLA. She is a candidate in immunology and infectious disease at Penn State University. And just a little side note, there's still time to get that application in for the 2018 Emerging Public Policy Leadership Award, also known as EPLA. I think the deadline is, I want to say January 14th or 18th, one of those two, but mid-January. So do get that, get your applications in now. A little bit about what our scientific peer review office, they have had a busy year. They've been busy work with clients like the Paralyzed Veterans of America, PVA, and the Emergency Medicine Foundation's EMF, just a couple to name. Recently, their abstract entitled Risk Evaluation and Peer Review of Grant Applications was chosen as a co-winner of the SRA Decision Analysis and Risk Subgroup, ARGS, the Environment System and Decisions Best Paper Award. They also released a great report called Peer Review, A System Under Stress, That report included some recommendations from last year's, from December 2016 meeting, from the council meeting member societies and organizations. So we've had, those are just a couple from our actual, offices, and talk a little bit about the events and programs in general that pretty much all of the departments have worked on. We've had some amazing events and programs this year. We continued our communications bootcamp for scientists and enabling interdisciplinary and team science workshops. We also added a writing for impact and influence workshop that took place this past summer. We ended up teaching 14 professional development workshops that trained over 411 scientists and graduate students. We also had a few webinars that we offered over the past year about career paths for biologists and international research funding opportunities. Earlier this month, a few weeks ago, we had our annual council meeting with AIBS reps, and we had such an amazing, productive meeting. Stay tuned for that report that will be coming out in 2018. We also had our congressional visits day and congressional district visits. We facilitated 133 meetings with federal and state lawmakers with just those two events. So I highly recommend looking into those in 2018. Our very own Julie Plakovich-Carr in our public policy office was on Science Friday twice this year. Way to go, Julie. We also had our Faces in Biology photo contest this year again. We had some amazing entries and recently announced the winners. To stay tuned in 2018 for that contest. It should be about late spring, I believe, 2018. We also started the Facebook live stream this year. On my headset. We also started our Facebook live stream this year, fall in September. So I hope everyone is enjoying these and learning a little bit more about us and are enjoying these. So that's just a little bit over what we did. I could probably talk for an hour over about it, what happened this year, but those are just a couple of the ones just to touch base on. So I look forward to seeing all you guys in 2018, but I'd like to thank a few people that we usually might not mention during these streams. We have an amazing staff here at AIBS. We truly are like family here. So I'd like to thank our co-executive director, Scott Gleason, and Robert Gropp for the amazing staff here at AIBS. In addition to our staff, we have an amazing board of director. I think they're one of the best out there. Thank you to all of them for their dedication. A big shout out and thank you to our sponsors and partners this past year. But last, but definitely not least, I would like to thank all of our individual and organizational members for their support. Without them, we would not be able to provide these live streams. So if you're not a member yet, please join us today and enjoy the benefits of an AIBS membership and help bring biology to life. And a side note, next week I will be joined with one of our member organizations, which is really exciting, the Society for the Study of Evolution. Their president will be joining me next week, so I'm really excited to have her. So thank you everyone for joining me on this fun ride this past year, and I look forward to continuing it next year. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your holiday, and I will see you next Wednesday. So bye everyone, and see you next year.